beers from Washington Heights. You guys, I'm having this delicious wine that my friend Sarah brought me. It's a Rioja de Padre. It's so good. The lighting looks a little weird. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to tilt my light. And we're going to get started, my friends. We're going to make some, maybe that's a little bit better. We're going to make some Scotch eggs. All right. People are joining in. Hey, James. I hope the lighting looks okay. I feel like it looks a little dark, but we're going to go with it. You guys, I'm so excited. I feel like, actually, James, since you're here, tell me if it looks really dark and I can maybe tweak that light one more time. Y'all, we're gonna get going here. Hey, Deb. Deb, I'm wearing your apron. Scotch eggs. So, has anybody here, if anyone here who's joining tonight has ever actually had a real Scotch egg, I would love for you to chime in and tell me what your experience was like, because I've actually never had one. It's dark. Okay, James says it's dark. Hold on, you guys. This is the high tech. We're gonna go. That's too much. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more light. We're gonna try this. If you guys could see how this is rigged. Now we got shadows. See, this is why I need my own studio, people. Okay, we're gonna go with it. This is how we're gonna roll. Okay, so who said awesome? This is too much. Okay. What do we got going on? Awesomeness, yes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, you guys. I had mentioned to come, if you were joining me to cook along, to come with your eggs already boiled and peeled. So I went ahead and did that. A couple things to think about when you're hard boiling eggs. I kind of do it in a very, I kind of don't really time it or anything. I think I saw this on Rachel Ray like years ago. You put them in your pot, pour it with water, put a lid on it. Excuse me, don't put a lid on it. You put it in the pot, bring the water to a boil uncovered, and then after it's been boiling for a couple minutes, put the lid on it. And then I let it boil for a couple more minutes, and then I turn the water off and I let them sit in there. Then I take that into the sink and I pour cold water in the pot, and I let the cold water help the eggs cool. And then I peel. So I actually don't have quite a dozen eggs today because I had to use a couple this morning, and honestly, when I was peeling them, one of them was so mutilated it wasn't even worth saving. So I threw it out. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So here are my hard-boiled eggs. I'm so bummed it's so dark. Give me 1 more second, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. That's a joke. You guys aren't all together. Let's try it this way real fast. Okay, we're gonna see how that goes. All right, you guys. So, eggs. Let's go. We got ground turkey. Okay. So, I actually bought my turkey this week. I bought a large, like 3-pound package of it. So, I cut it in half and used some of it for another thing earlier this weekend. So I've got my pound of turkey. It's been in the fridge. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the seasoning. So we have, I've shared this with everyone. This is the pork sausage seasoning I bought on Amazon. I'm so happy to see you struggle with peeling. I know, Jody, right? It's a pain in the ass, pardon my French. Okay, so this is the pork sausage seasoning I use. You can buy lots of different versions. You can also make one, and at some point I will try that. I just haven't had time. So I'm gonna go ahead and mash up this meat just a little bit, and then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of the pork seasoning. So we wanna think about 2 tablespoons to 1 pound of the ground turkey. So I'm literally using a soup spoon, not a tablespoon. That's how much I'm measuring. So first what I'm gonna do is sprinkle in the first tablespoon, okay? And then I'm gonna use my hands and get in there and just mix it up. Oh, and you know what we should probably do? We should probably put our oven on. So we want the oven preheating at 375 if you're making these with me right now, okay? So let me take my clean hand and do that. So 375. You know what I wonder if the lighting is a little wonky because it's actually lighter out than it usually is because it's not, because of daylight savings. That might be it. Daylight savings is ruining my studio, you guys. Okay, so that's one. I have this thing about using like a turkey covered pan to do things. So I'm just wipe that off. Let's put the second one in. So 2nd tablespoon of pork sausage seasoning going in to the pound of turkey. Great. So I'm just going to put this to the side. I just keep this in the cupboard, you guys, with a what's it called? Rubber band around it. Some other things you can do. I've actually used this with ground turkey before and made little sausage patties for breakfast sandwiches. I've even sprinkled a little bit into a bunch of root vegetables and sauteed them together and had like a vegetable hash that had a little bit of like a breakfasty vibe going. Okay, so we're gonna add in that other tablespoon. Now I'm just gonna kind of take my hand and like use my hand as if it was like a mixer attachment and get in there. So that is all we have to do. I'm not adding an egg, nothing, just the seasoning and the turkey, okay? So now comes the fun part. I'm gonna take the smallest bit of olive oil. You can use anything you want. And what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit on my hands because we're gonna start rolling these eggs, okay? So if you're joining along with me, and I'm going a little faster than you because I don't have the full dozen, don't worry about it. Just keep going on your own clock. You'll totally be fine, okay? So I barely put any in my hand. I'm just gonna rub it in so that the meat doesn't stick so much. So I'm taking 1 scoop of meat, 1 hard-boiled egg, and I'm literally just going to, as my friend Susan, I made these with my friend Susan on an episode. It's on my YouTube channel. You can see us making them. She said, it's like you're tucking your little hard-boiled eggs in for a long night's sleep, and you just want to make sure they're nice and warm. So you're literally just going to like tuck the meat around the egg until it's covered. Now, I think the recipe I'm going to post after this, you guys, I say a dozen eggs. It really depends on how much meat you want around each one. Great, so that's 1 done. Look at that. It looks like a meatball, but inside, there's a hard-boiled egg. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have a pan over here that's already greased or sprayed. I'm gonna plop that in there. We're gonna keep going. So, what was I gonna say? I was talking about, the amount of meat. So you can put as much or little on here as you'd like, you guys. These are really great options for the week. They don't take that long to make. You can kind of make them while you're doing something else for the week. And they're like, they really pack in some protein. So this one's got like a little bit more meat on it. They're a couple hundred calories. What did I do? I broke it down. I think 2 of these is like 400 calories at most and like almost 35 grams of protein. It's like really great. It really just depends on how much you use. I don't get too specific on those macros numbers, but there's my second one. This one has a little bit more meat on it. What was I gonna say? Oh, since I'm shy on eggs, because I ended up using some this morning before work, I'm going to pack a good amount of ground turkey sausage on each of my hard-boiled eggs. If you want to let it go a little bit longer, if you want to let the meat get on some more eggs, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, you guys. I worked all day today, too, which was totally fun. It was a great afternoon, but I think that some of my words are not coming out as clearly as I'd like. Anyway, point is, put as much meat on your eggs as you'd like. I personally like a lot of meat. I'm sure there's a joke in there that somebody's going to comment. All right, there's my third. I got 3 more. The other thing you can do, if for whatever reason you end up having extra meat, what's the question here? Deborah, do you typically eat them as is or with greens? Oh, good question, Deb. This is what I've done. As I pack this one, I'll tell you how I usually do these. I usually pack 2 for breakfast, and it depends on my day and how long I have until I know I'm going to eat again. So sometimes what I do is I just pack the 2, I'll cut them in half and put them in the microwave at work, and I'll dip them in a little ketchup, and it's perfect. Some days if I have a little bit longer to go, or I might pack breakfast for lunch, depending on how much food I have left, I will throw them in. You can put them over greens. I'll put them in with some, if I have some pre-roasted sweet potatoes or veggies, and I'll make a bigger meal out of them. You can really play around here. I've got 2 more, and I've got quite a bit of meat here, so I might end up making a little extra. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll make a little breakfast patty for tomorrow morning. So we're gonna bake them all up, and might be a shorter episode because I have a little magic. I already did a couple, so I can show you guys, so we can all put them in the oven, and then we can go on to our lovely Sunday evenings. So we're gonna put them in a 375 degree oven, you guys. On the recipe, I'm gonna say about 12 to 15 minutes. Feel free to, you know your ovens. I don't. My oven tends to run really hot. I tried it for about 10 and they weren't quite done, so I did go in for 12. So you just need to kind of play around. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do here. I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 2 that I already did. So it's at 9. I had 1 egg I had to throw away because I mutilated it. And then that's 10. And then I had a couple this morning. So that's why my dozen is short. And that's why I have a lot of meat on my eggs. So while those are cooking, and after we hang up, I've got this last thing of ground turkey, you guys. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna like mash it up and then flatten it out. And I'm just gonna put it on the skillet, and I'm gonna have a little ground turkey patty, and I can use it sometime this week. Maybe I'll just throw it in my lunch tomorrow for a little extra protein snack later in the day. So that's gonna go in the skillet after we disconnect, or after we hang up. Okay. So, let me just wash my hands here. Let's see who else has joined us. We're only about 12 minutes in. Who else we got here? Ray. Hi. Oh, Ray, I don't think I know you, but you're saying hi to James, so hello. Okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side. And I actually don't need that bowl. And we're going to take a sip of wine. Okay, let's put them in the oven. So here are mine, you guys. I got a half a dozen, which is perfect. I have 2 that are already made. I have breakfast now for Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is perfect because I'm going out of town this weekend. I don't need them for Friday. All right, so I'm going to put these in a 375 oven. So it's about 7:12, 7:13. In 10 minutes, I'll double check them and see if they need a couple more minutes. So let me put these in my oven. Great, so those are gonna start. I'm gonna take a second to kind of talk to you guys about what's on deck for these Cook with Steph episodes, and then I'll show you the finished product that I made earlier tonight. So today is the it's the 26th. Today is March 26th. The next episode is going to be Sunday the 9th. I'm doing it, you guys. Sunday the 9th, we're going to do another episode. I have an idea on that one. I think it's going to be kind of a way to diversify a couple things for your week. I have an idea I'm brewing on, so I'll make a final decision and I'll post that next Sunday. And then, so that'll be episode number 5. James McDaniel, I ran out of meat. I still have 6 eggs left. James, it just means you're gonna have a lot of meat on those eggs. It also depends on what size egg you're using. If you're using a jumbo egg, if you packed a lot on. I really went heavy on mine because I only had a few eggs. You can go really light and you just need to massage them longer. I'm not by any means gonna suggest that you start over, but future, like I would say for a pound, you can get up to like 10 to 12. It's really just gonna have to take some practice and see like how you like them. So I'm gonna say, James, don't worry about it. You've got a few. You can always grab some more turkey and see what happens, and then keep me posted on what you discover. Maybe you'll find out you need more than 1 pound. I hope that's okay. I hope that answers your question, James. I'm so stoked that you're doing this with me. The other thing is, okay, so episode number 5, and then episode number 6, which is going to be the final episode. I'm going to stop after 6, you guys, and just take a break, go on hiatus, if you will, just so I can think of some other things to do and see what's next. But the last episode will not be on a Sunday evening. So the date that it would be if it were on a Sunday is Sunday, April 23rd. It's actually going to be Saturday, April 22nd. It's going to be in the afternoon, okay? It's going to be an afternoon live. So if you can't join me because you've got a busy Saturday, you'll be able to tune in later. But I'm really excited. I'm going to be cooking live from a mystery kitchen in New York City. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but I'm really excited. And for anybody who has some younger little people, some toddlers or kiddos in your life, we're going to do a little bit for someone like that, some snack ideas or some meal ideas, and we'll also layer in something for the grown-ups. But I'm really excited. I'm going to cook with a friend of mine in her kitchen. It's a mystery kitchen. It's so exciting. So I will announce that at a later date. So we're in the oven. We've been in for a couple minutes. James, I'm curious how you're doing. So here they look. This is what they look like, you guys. These are the ones I made earlier. This one has barely any meat on it. You can almost actually see because, can you see there's a little bit of the egg shining, poking through there, like trying to see? This one's really light on the meat, and that's okay. I make them all different ways. I'm gonna cut this in half and show you. Look at that. Voila. Now, I'm going to cut it in half one more time, simply because I don't want to shove this in my mouth on, I almost said on national TV, you guys. I don't want to shove this on my mouth on national TV. This is national TV, you guys. It's national Facebook. All right, boom. Ketchup. It is so freaking good. You guys, it's so good. I'm going to probably eat this whole thing instead of saving it for tomorrow. It is that good. So, that is it. We're done, you guys. That took 15 minutes. And we were talking a lot. So, things to think about. How much are you putting on each egg, right? In theory, by the way, I had organic jumbo eggs. So, I ran out of meat a little sooner because of that. Oh, that's what I want to tell you guys. A dozen eggs. I got organic jumbo eggs from my store up here in Washington Heights. They were like $5. The ground turkey, $5. This stuff, I think it's 10, ballpark 10, and it lasts you months. So I'm going to take this out of the equation. For approximately $10, I have 4 to 5 breakfasts. You do the math. You can't do that in New York City. You cannot do that in Piqua, Ohio. That's where I'm from. You cannot do that in East Hampton, Connecticut. You guys, that is bang for your buck. I'm gonna take this this second bite. I think we're gonna tune out. Sign off. We're gonna sign off. I swear I've only had like a half a glass, you guys. So I've got about 7 more minutes in the oven with mine. Post pictures, you guys. Let me see what they look like. Use that hashtag cook with Steph so I know to look for it, or use my name, or tag my name. I can't wait to see. Let me know how this helps out your week. I'll share the recipe on a little like JPEG thing on the Facebook page so you can have that. You can grab it, save it on your phone. Thank you so much for joining me. These are a super great way to start your day, you guys. A ton of protein, easy to pack. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you for watching episode number 4.